Hi, welcome to Middleware to DevOps channel. In this section, we are going to learn how to Dockerize the Tomcat. To Dockerize Tomcat, we need Dockerise installed on your computer. Please install the Docker if it is not installed. So this is a Docker website where you can go through for installation. To begin with, you have to create a Docker file without any extension in a specified folder where you wanted to build the Docker file. So this is the Docker file which I have created. Then if you edit this, so I'm going to use my notepad for this, and you can see. So this is the Docker file where you will mention everything. So in a high level, whatever we have done in the previous section to install the Tomcat, such as, we have used a Windows VM and we have installed the Java and we have installed the Tomcat and we have deployed an application and we have started the JVM. That's what we are going to do in a Docker way here. Okay, here to start with, we have to mention the OS here. So previously, since we have already used Windows, then we have to tell Docker that it has to use CentOS image. Okay. This maintainer is required if there are any issues, for example, with your Docker file. If it is not, in a real-time environment, someone has created a Docker file and it is having some issues. Whom should you contact? Which team or which person you should contact? This will give you, the maintainer will help them to reach out. And the below three commands help to install required packages. For example, sometimes your CentOS will not allow you to perform unzip or perform extract the files. So it should have the certain utilities to perform such things. So for that, you have to make sure your OS is updated with the required packages. That's when I'm using this one. And you have to use this yum update so that it will become up to date. And we will create a folder specific to Tomcat and install the packages there. As we previously in the previous sections, when we installed it on the VM, we have used the C tutorial section, right? So here we are going to say that once you log into the JVM, or you log into the OS. My apologies. Once you log into the OS, then you have to create a folder such as /opt//tomcat and define a workspace where the upcoming or the following set of commands or instructions should be executed in. That means when you run the below commands, it executes in that location. It is called working directory. Okay. So you're telling that, such as, we mentioned the path, right? So similarly, for example, if you run a startup command, or if you wanted to deploy something, if you wanted to, copy some files to your image, okay, then you should tell that OS that, this is your working directory, so that whenever if someone performs, for example, if I have to perform this, I have commented this, but if I have to copy Tomcat from my local to this one, so it has to copy. And when you run this, curl -o HTTP downloads. That means you're going to install. Where it needs to install? It will install in this particular location precisely. So this is nothing but we have manually downloaded the Tomcat software, right? So we are going to tell the image that download the latest version. And then again, one more time, you have to install the tar. As I mentioned, the CentOS doesn't come up with the utilities. So we have to install certain packages. Here I'm installing the tar package here. And then you can say that, run tar xzvf, Apache Tomcat one. This is the Linux command. And then once it is extracted, what you're going to do, you're going to move the Tomcat, Apache Tomcat folder. If you remember in our Windows, when we created that, what happened? It has extracted, it created a folder. So what we're doing is, so we are completely moving that folder to Apache OPT Tomcat. And then now what we need to do, we have to install the Java. So in earlier section, we have already Java JR was installed and the path has been set it up, right? But in this section, you have to install the Java in order to run your Tomcat, because Tomcat or the Java based applications are required a runtime, which is a Java runtime. And here just I'm performing a Java, which version it is installed. And then again, I need to set up the working directory, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to download a package, that is a war file package. So we should tell our system that, set your working directory to this and then run this command to which will download the war file. And then if you remember, if you know about the Docker files, you have to expose a port 8080 something, whatever, because Docker, when you start a container, it will start a container inside the Docker. But if you wanted to access that application, unlike our system is exposed, you need to use this expose command, and you have to start the JVM. So earlier I used the startup.bat. As I mentioned, you can also use opt tomcat bin catalina.sh and run. This is what you can do it. Now let's see how to build a tomcat image. I'll show you. To build a tomcat image, you have to go to the specific location. That means the Docker location. Where is your Docker is installed? This is where my Docker file is being created. So you have to go to the Docker file creation location and then perform this Docker build and hyphen tag. That means it is giving a name to our image. And this dot section, it will take the Docker file in that specific location. There's a Docker file, right? So we are telling the system or Docker that use the current directory Docker file and create an image. That's what we are telling. Let me run this. Now Docker image is building. It's been built. Now if you see this Docker images. Now what's my image name? Tomcat M2D sample web app. It's been created. Now I think we have this one is good, but have our system is using the 8080 port or not? Because sometimes it will you might see that port conflict issues, because if there is an application already running on 8080, then it will not allow you to start. That's why, to for the safer side, what I'm going to do is I have to check no ports are running or no application services are running on 8080 port. And if I go to details, so let me see, any Java process is running. Yes, it is running. That means our previous Tomcat file is still running. So I believe this is the one. If you can see, it's been done. There is no Java file, and there are no issues. Now to start the Docker container that we have created. So what we are doing is we are running a Docker container in detached mode. -D means hyphen detached mode. and the port number, exposed port number is 8080, right? So that's what. So let me run this. This is the Docker container which has been created. Okay. Now let's try to access the Docker container image. So this was the earlier one. You can access the same way. You can see now. Now this sample web app is coming from the Docker image that is we have created. So this is what the Docker container. In order to verify Docker PS, it will show you what containers are it is running with and which image it is using. If you can see this is the image we have built it up, and this is the container create out of it, and it has been created 29 seconds ago, and 8080 port which got exposed. And that's it for the Docker section for today. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to Middleware to DevOps channel for more videos. Thank you very much.